quite long and quite hot in the car, but it's okay.
Ogier, the man to beat, and the man trying to beat him back in the stage is 2003 world champion Petter Solberg.
6 left long, tightens 1, opens half long, keep in. It's 1 right, and line 3 left plus, tightens 1 plus.
Oh, a bit of a moment as the Norwegian hurls his Citroën DS3 through this quarry. He's giving it everything. And although he started our stage of the day almost 5 seconds behind Loeb with a good run through the last sector here, he could get ahead of the Frenchman.
Flat over small crest, 150. Okay.
Yes, Solberg too enjoying his pass through this historic valley. 5 seconds quicker than Loeb. He leapfrogs ahead of the Frenchman on the leaderboard. Further back, Petter's older brother Henning has reached a landmark of his 100th WRC round. He's already had his fair amount of mechanical problems in 2011. Unfortunately, this looks like more bad luck for Henning. He whacked a rock there, and I think he's damaged his engine. Clearly struggling for pace immediately, and it's the end of the road for Solberg and co-driver Ilke Miner. There is better news for our featured driver Khalid Al-Qasimi though. The Emirati has stuck to his game plan of steadily building on his pace throughout the rally. After the incredible setting of Jordan River, the Ford Abu Dhabi driver and Northern Irish co-driver Michael Orr are back into the top 10 places.
And then left 3 flats.
This is where we stand then after the first morning loop. Ogier is now clear in the lead with Petter Solberg moving into 2nd place and Loeb dropping to 3rd. Kivinen continues to slip adrift in 5th with Mats Osberg in 6th. There is a respite from the heat of competition next at the service park overlooking the Dead Sea, and there's a VIP visitor awaiting the drivers in the shape of His Royal Highness Prince Faisal.
So it's a pleasure to see you here. How are you enjoying the rally?
It's great. It's a good start for the rally. It's unfortunate that we lost yesterday, but I was just talking with everybody. I think people seem to be very happy with the stages and happy to be back.
Sebastian, it's been an awesome morning. You've taken all the tactics of road sweeping and blown them away. What are your intentions this afternoon?
I try to continue. What can I do? I'm not in a position to make some tactics, so I will have to push. Mikko is the only one in front of me on the road, and he's far behind now, so I will try to push as hard as possible in the afternoon.
It's not long before the crews are back on their way into the heat and dust of the Jordanian wilderness. And as ever, the afternoon loop before the final day will have a critical outcome on the rally win, as the road positions for leg 3 will be decided. Loeb will have that in mind as he sets back off into the stages. No need for heroics, just to be in the mix in the final stage when the tactics are formulated. It's the same situation too for Jani-Matti Latvala, but running behind Loeb on the road, the Finn can at least react to the world champion's pace. Using absolutely every inch of the road, and now he's picked up some stage marking tape along the way. He's fastest in both stages, 10 and 11, and Latvala passes Loeb on the leaderboard. Well, Latvala's charge is food for thought for rally leader Sébastien Ogier. It is amazing that they can think about tactics while attacking these challenging gravel roads at over 150 kilometers an hour at times, but that's exactly what these drivers will have to do this afternoon. By the end of stage 11, Ogier's lead has dwindled to 6.4 seconds.
Now the gap is not enough, but maybe after the long one it should be okay.
Where will you make your decision? The last split?
Yes, of course.
It's still any of the top 4's rally for the taking, and that includes this man, Petter Solberg.
6 right minus half long.
The Norwegian is slightly off the pace in stage 10, attempting to save his tyres for the 2 longer stages to follow. He backs off a little too much and slips to 4th. But Petter's compatriot Mats Osberg has hit problems again after a frustrating weekend in Portugal. This is looking like more bad luck for the M Sport Stobart man. A broken gearbox has sidelined Mads in stage 10.
Exact same thing as Portugal. I released the clutch on the start line and the gearbox split in half, so exactly the same problem, and there is basically nothing to do. It's just to pull over where it's room for a car.
Rosberg's retirement also means a boost up the standings for our featured driver Khaled Al-Qasimi, and there's another position gained in stage 11 when Khaled passes his fellow Middle Eastern competitor Nasser Al-Attiyah. Al-Qasimi up to 8th then, but up front Ogier's lead has been trimmed to 6.4 seconds with Latvala now his closest rival. Loeb slipped to 3rd place, and don't discount Petter Solberg who lies 4th, 17.3 seconds behind the leader. This Middle Eastern journey continues after the break, and the spectre of tactics looms. Who will roll the dice and slow down for a better road position for the final day? And who will charge flat out to build a lead? Find out in a few minutes. Welcome back. A chance to check on the first day's action for the SWRC runners now, and as expected, we've seen a dominant display from Nasser Al-Attiyah. The 6-time Middle East champion has used his knowledge of this type of terrain to devastating effect. The Qatari driver took little time to power his Fiesta Super 2000 into an early lead. Evan Benilson slotted into 2nd place on his first SWRC round of 2011, but his run was over almost before it had begun after a puncture later caused a broken suspension arm on the 2nd stage of the morning.
We basically broke the suspension arm just in the connection to the chassis. Broken, so it's quite rough. So maybe it was some stones from another corner or something, and then it broke here, so we just had to pull over.
Replacing the Norwegian in 2nd was Bernardo Sousa. The Portuguese driver has taken some time to adapt back to an S2000 car after driving a WRC Fiesta at his home event 3 weeks ago, but is now looking comfortable in the runner-up spot. Behind the leading pair, though, there has been a tight battle developing for the final podium place. Estonian youngster Carl Kruder has had some setup issues and survived a spin on stage 11, but he's done enough to hold on to 3rd. Brigade Turan claimed 4th spot after Herman Gassner Jr. hit problems on the final stage. And out front, there was a late scare for Al-Attiyah when a misfiring engine caused concern through the final pair of stages, but he remains the man to beat.
Nasser, it's the end of day 1 in Jordan, and a problem for you in stage 5 with a misfire. You're here. Did you get it fixed?
No, I cannot fix, I think from the ACU, but everything working very well, tires, me, my co-driver, but we try to fix the problems now.
Al-Attiyah's lead stands at almost 2 minutes at the end of the first day. Sousa 2nd and Kruder is in 3rd place, despite a late scare in the road section on the way back to service. Back to the WRC runners, and we're set for an intriguing finish to this opening day. Nico Hirvanen's hopes of claiming a 2nd win of 2011 are looking increasingly bleak. And there is more bad news here for the Finn. It looks like a power steering problem for the championship leader. And that's just going to add insult to injury after a frustrating day. Hirvonen out of the picture then, so it really has become a 4-horse race. Loeb is running ahead of his rivals, so he's at a disadvantage if tactics come into play.
Sur droite sans vert, et gauche sans plus tard. 60 mètres, attention, gauche sans plus tôt.
But he's stopping. But what's going on here? This is interesting. It appears Seb is trying road order tactics in the middle of the stage. It's a clever idea from the world champion, as it gives his rivals something to think about. They won't know if he's had a problem or not, so deciding whether to back off is further complicated. His teammate Ogier, of course, may be in on the ruse, and for the moment the rally leader has his foot firmly planted on the floor. It is becoming a fascinating game this afternoon. Loeb is back up to top speed and looks to be staying there after that clever ploy mid-stage, although there have been a couple of small mistakes from the world champion in the last few kilometres.
Why stop in the middle of the stage? Why not wait till the end?
Strategic.
What do you think that's going to help you with tomorrow? Where do you think you can go now with tomorrow?
I don't know what will be the gap. Ogier is too far. If he keeps the position, he's too far from me.
Loeb was probably hoping Latvala would be tempted to push on and take advantage of his drop time, but he's having none of it. He's also pulled up just before the flying finish. Jari-Matti wants to start the final day behind Loeb. Co-driver Mika Antila holding him for a specific amount of time. And they've got their sums just right. Latvala slips back to third. He'll start behind Loeb on the final day.
We spoke with the team and we did the decision that we got the splits and we got the team tactics that we slow down.
With two of his rivals backing off, Sébastien Ogier could potentially carry a healthy lead into the final day, and he is going for it. Ogier keeps his foot down. If he's going to win this rally, he's doing it from the front. He's now 31.6 seconds ahead of Loeb.
It was just check the time of the other and take the decision, and when I saw this time, I decided to push.
Petter Solberg still has a part to play, of course. He could follow Ogier's lead and charge ahead of Loeb and Latvala.
19 seconds. 19
But no, he too is slowing. Petter wants to stay in fourth place.
5, 4, 3, 2.
And he does just that. He's over half a minute behind the leader, but has the best road position of the top four in the final day's stages. So after the first leg of this now two-day event, this is how things stand. Ogier will take a lead of over half a minute into Saturday's stages. Behind, the chasing pack are all very close, just 3.7 seconds separating Loeb, Latvala and Solberg. There are still 115 kilometres to run. Does Ogier have enough time in hand to stay out front as he sweeps the road? He has three drivers determined to hunt him down. Follow the news as always on WRC.com, and be sure you join us again tomorrow with a thrilling climax to the Jordan Rally.